Alright, so last week I said that I was going to do a video of shopping in Shimokitazawa and other types of thrift store shopping that I've been doing over the past basically like week and a half. Because when I got here, I brought quite a few casual outfits and lower wear, so I brought a lot of like skirts and pants and stuff like that, but I didn't bring a whole lot of work appropriate blouses. So I was planning on doing a lot of that shopping when I got here because of the abundance of thrift stores and secondhand stores and kind of changing my style a little bit. I really like Japanese clothing style, and the thrift stores tend to have like a little bit older styles, which I tend to like better. So that being said, over the past week and a half, I've been doing quite a bit of thrift shopping, not just in Shimokitazawa, but also in other places. And if you know me at all, you know that I do not like to spend money very much at all. So most of the shopping I do, I don't buy very much, and I didn't buy very much because whenever I buy something, it takes me a long time to decide what to buy because I want to see everything first. I want to know the best styles at the best prices that I can possibly get and that best fit my personal preferences. So I didn't get very many things, and it took me a while to find the things that I would buy, but I'm really happy with what I did end up buying. So let's get started. The 4 of the items are from Shimokitazawa, which is one of the biggest thrift districts for thrifted clothing, vintage clothing in Tokyo. And then the last item I actually got from a random thrift store that I was just walking down the street and there it was. And I will have a video at the end of me just being like absolutely thrilled by finding a regular thrift store. Because here, thrift stores are for clothing. If you want kind of a traditional American style thrift store, they're not called thrift stores, they're called recycle stores or recycle shops. I didn't know that. So I was going to thrift stores expecting them to have like thrifted goods as well as clothing. Didn't find that. And then I was walking down the street and just boom, there was a thrift store, and I was like, oh my gosh. And it was just called a recycle store. And then from that point on, I was like, oh, okay. Thrift stores are for clothing. Recycle stores are for clothing and any other thrifted item. So anyway, let's start with some of the clothing from Shimokitazawa, and afterwards I'll show you some of the ways that I'm thinking of styling them. So yeah, let's get started. The first item that I got was actually a little bit pricier than what I usually spend, and I'm sure some of you are gonna go like, oh my gosh, that's so cheap. Well, I don't like to spend money, so it was expensive for me, and it was this long sleeve checkered top. It's black and white, and it has these cute little the ties that come up right above your shoulders. And yeah, this was $18 at a shop in Shimokitazawa called Ruby's. And Ruby's, I've noticed, tends to have very high quality items, but it's a little bit more pricey than some of the other thrift stores. And so for me, I try and buy only clothing that is at least 50% cotton or linen or hemp or some sort of natural fiber. If it's not over 50%, then I won't buy it. And that's for several reasons. It's for environmental reasons of just the overuse of plastic in clothing. It is because of just comfort, like cotton and natural fibers tend to be much more comfortable. And longevity. Polyester falls apart after a while. So I tend to buy natural fibers as I can. Again, I'm cheap and natural fibers tend to be more expensive, so that's also why I thrift, because I can get cheaper, high quality items. That said, I don't feel as bad about buying used clothing that are not over 50% polyester occasionally, because certain items are really hard to find in completely or even just 50% natural fibers. So for example, like work blouses are, unless you're going for kind of a warm sweatery style or something like that, they're kind of hard to find, especially for more summer wear. So I did buy a couple of items that weren't natural fibers or not 50% because again, I don't feel as bad about that because they're thrifted items, so I'm not buying them new. I never buy new clothing that is not over 50% natural fibers. But anyway, so this is really cute, and I will show off some of the styles that I'm going to use with it, and this was probably the favorite item that I bought. So that I wanted to show was this skirt. It's wool, and I think it's almost 100% wool, just the inner lining is polyester, so it definitely fits my criteria. The other thing was that it was 500 yen, which is less than $5 USD, so it definitely fit my criteria. It's warmer skirts, and it has pockets. That's the other thing I love about Japanese style, is almost all of the skirts have pockets, which is always a bonus. So yeah, this is very cute. It's got these little buttons. They're very cute, and I ended up having to sew a little snap button right here just to make sure everything was closed up back there. So yeah, this I will probably style with more, it's a little bit thicker and looser of a fabric, so probably a little bit tighter of a top. Black, white, maybe a color, we'll see. And then the next thing that I bought was something that I really was looking for specifically, because I wasn't just looking for work blouses. I was specifically looking for a kind of walking skirt style skirt, particularly tan, because I really enjoy that color on me. I think it matches my skin quite nice. And this was one of the items that is mostly synthetic fiber. But again, it's thrifted, so I don't care as much. So here it is. It's very cute. It's much longer than most of my other clothing. And again, it's got pockets. And these pockets are obviously not that big, but pockets can be expanded much easier than they can be put in afresh. I'm not a very good seamstress, so it's hard for me to put in fresh pockets. It's quite easy for me to expand already existent pockets. And this, I actually bought the last item from Kitazawa I bought to go specifically with this skirt, because I really like the color combo of tan and maroon, red, pinkish colors. And I only have one, or actually, I have two tops that'll do it, but I wanted kind of a loose, flowy blouse because I don't have any of those really that aren't sweaters. So the last item actually goes with this, and I will show you that style. This, I believe, was 700 yen or something, so like $7 USD. Again, really good price. It's the other reason why I thrift, because it keeps my pocketbook happy and I find really fun stuff. And then the last thing that I got from Shimokitazawa was from Mikmo, which is a common thrift store with thrifted items. And it's that blouse that I was looking for. I was specifically looking for a red or maroon blouse to go with tan items, and I just also love that color. That's why I got it. And again, this is the other item that I got that wasn't mostly natural fibers. This is mostly synthetic fibers, as you can probably tell by the sheen. But yeah, so this is the last one. And it might seem a little bit weird, like the little flappy bits at the front, but when I tried it on, I actually thought those were really cute. The last item I got was a snap buy, and by snap buy I mean like I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm getting this. No questions asked. As long as it fit at least mostly, I was gonna get it. And there were two reasons for that. The first reason is that it's one of my favorite colors to wear. The second reason is I don't have very many things of this color that I brought over from the US. And the third thing was that it was 300 yen. So it was amazing, and it's also at least 50% natural fibers. But that is this jumpsuit, and it's zips in the front, and it's got a cute little belt, and it has less of kind of a romper type of feel to it and more of like overalls. And I'm not like super into overalls, just because I grew up on a ranch, and the stereotype of overalls and cowboy boots was like, really? So I never really wore overalls, especially not as I'm older. But this is super cute. It's like, yeah, this is one of my favorite things that I bought. And the other reason that I thrift is because I find it really hard to find things that I really genuinely like in styles that just pop up in stores and stuff like that at prices that I will willingly buy. And even just generally, forgetting price entirely, like I don't tend to like a lot of the trendy styles and stuff like that. But thrifting, I tend to find really like fun pieces that I don't see out other places because they're obviously older, so they're not as in style anymore, which is a plus for me. So that's the other reason. But yeah, I will show you how I'm gonna style that. And I've gotten much more into layering and things like that instead of just using one pieces or two pieces for an outfit, just because I've found that it really ups your fashion game if you layer a little bit and brings more interest into your outfits. So I will show you some styling. Alright, so I hope that was fun, enjoyable for some people. It was a lot of clothes to put on and take off, but I think it actually really helped me figure out like a plan for some outfits so I don't have to get up and go, oh my gosh, what am I gonna wear today? How do I look like halfway decent for work? So it was actually pretty good for me. But yeah, I am obviously by no means a fashionista or even particularly experienced in fashion. And I've really only just started dressing a little bit nicer and figuring out my style just recently. So a lot of this is also just me experimenting. So I hope you enjoyed that. Definitely, I'm fully open to criticism because this is a field that, again, I have very little knowledge in and I would love to learn. So any sort of feedback or criticism or, oh my god, that looked horrible, tell me. Help me not go out looking dumb. Or don't help me, and then if you see me, then you'll get a laugh. So yeah, that's all. Bye. Editing Tia here. That took forever. I said that I was gonna upload it as soon as I could. I've been here for like a month. Hey. So I've had those videos for like 3 weeks now, and I'm finally uploading it. But in my defense, I've been so busy, so yeah. Also, like, that was a no swearing. That was a lot of editing because yeah, clothing videos, I don't even know how like people do it. Like, I love the sewing channel, Rachel McSomething. She's so cute, but she puts so much effort into her editing, and like, kudos. Oh my gosh. So yeah. Oh yeah, and then at the end, at least I was able to say, that's all. Like, Amanda from Devil Wears Prada, which is like 99% of my inspiration to get better at fashion. So yeah, that was cool. That's all. Bye.